So the interesting thing in terms of the design is that we're in 1941, but in 1941 they were living in a world and an architecture that had existed for 20 years or 30 years. So architecture that had been around since 1920, the 1930s.
This is, after all, America at the end of the Depression. Soldiers were joining up as a last resort, and we're in those days when Europe's at war already, and America is like a sleeping giant that hasn't yet been woken up.
So you've got this amazing backdrop eventually of Pearl Harbor, but before that of the atmosphere of a group of military guys who are locked up 24/7, getting increasingly frustrated. There's a lot here to do with what happens in wartime, what happens when we send our military out to foreign places.
At the background of this very tense time, the GIs in Hawaii are living a very austere life in the barracks and living a crazy life when they get out to the clubs and the bars and the temptations of Honolulu.
It's about making a world that feels very real and true and has all the sort of depth and integrity and detail of 1941. And for us with From Here to Eternity, I think it was incredibly important that the audience felt immersed in the world of the piece and the world we were creating.
Even though these are people who lived nearly 70 years ago and they were on an army base, there was a universality about it which I think is very appealing.